Good evening, I'm Abheudaya Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigns and flees the country as more people killed in some of the worst violence in the country in the past 5 decades. Breakthrough in both sides of the Dhedre tunnel along the Kathmandu-Tarai Madesh fast track. Contract of fast track 6.5-kilometer Kokana section yet to be reached. Karnali Province Chief Minister Yamlal Karnel taking the vote of confidence from the Provincial Assembly today. Sudur Paschim Chief Minister Kamal Bahadur Shah and other ministers take the oath. And host Nepal outclassed Maldives in straight sets in the Kava Women's Volleyball Nations League. India also defeats Sri Lanka in straight sets. India to face Sri Lanka and Nepal up against Iran in the semis. Multiple sources have said Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned earlier today and fled the country as more people were killed in some of the worst violence since the birth of the South Asian nation more than 5 decades ago. Army Chief General Waqar-uz-Zaman said in a televised address that 76-year-old Hasina had left the country and that an interim government would be formed. Media reports said she had flown in a military helicopter with her sister and was headed to India. The CNN News 18 television channel said she had landed in Agartala, the capital of India's northeastern state of Tripura. Television visuals showed thousands of people pouring into the streets of the capital Dhaka in jubilation and shouting slogans. Thousands also stormed Hasina's official residence, shouting slogans, pumping fists, and showing victory signs. Television visuals showed crowds in the drawing rooms of the residence, and some people could be seen carrying away televisions, chairs, and tables from what was one of the most protected buildings in the country. Protesters in Dhaka also climbed atop a large statue of independence leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Hasina's father, and began chiseling away at the head with an axe. Student activists had called for a march to the capital Dhaka earlier today in defiance of a nationwide curfew to press Hasina to resign a day after deadly clashes across the country killed nearly 100 people. About 150 people were killed in protests last month. Today, at least 6 people were killed in clashes between police and protesters in the Jatrabari and Dhaka Medical College areas. Bangladesh has been engulfed by protests and violence that began last month after student groups demanded scrapping of a controversial quota system in government jobs. That escalated into a campaign to seek the ouster of Hasina, who won a 4th straight term in January in an election boycotted by the opposition. To provide us some information on the situation in Bangladesh, joining us live is Mr. Fazel Singh, a doctor who is currently in Bangladesh to discuss about the situation of Bangladesh. Welcome to Kantipur News, Mr. Singh.
Am I audible?
Welcome to Kantipur News, Mr. Singh. I can hear you.
Yes. Thank you so much for this support. Like you all might be familiar with the current situation. Bangladesh has been taken under the control by army, and particularly we don't know what is happening now. Like our hostel has been attacked 3 times by random group of peoples. We don't know what is going on. Till now, none of the foreigners have been attacked. We said them that we are from Nepal, and there are a few Indian students and Pakistani with us, so they did not attack us, but the situation is getting worse over here. 3 groups have came at different times and they have attacked. They have burned the rooms in the upper streets of the local students, and they have even destroyed the cycles and many things. So like we are not safe, and we are not even being able to escape from this place for now. Like all the airports have been shut down. There is no transportations available, and we have been in coordination with the embassy, but for now I don't think so there is some solution that's will help us to escape from this place for now. So I will request all the officials to help us to come out of this situation and reach us Nepal as soon as possible.
As the unrest intensifies, all eyes are on the Bangladeshi army. They have said an interim government will be formed. What is the future political course of the country? Mr. Singh?
Right now, we don't know. Like our internet have been slowed down, so we don't know. Right now, our internets have been slowed down, so we don't know anything that's being said on the internet or like in news. So just we know that we are being attacked and the country is in the hands of the army. We have been even talked with one of the army general. He was outside. He said that don't worry, none of the foreigners will get attacked. But now we don't know what's going on. We don't know the actual scenario. We have been using VPN to talk with you right now. The all the social media apps have been blocked, so there's no means for us to know what's going on right now.
Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled Dhaka in the face of ongoing protests.
It's in India right
Why
now,
has the
yes.
Prime Minister fled the country? Do you think it's a military coup?
He lifted all of the sudden, so military came and they are like trying to take under the control, but till now nothing has been in control. There are different groups of protesters. We don't know which are from the side of the Prime Minister, which are from the opponent groups. So like, even though army, they are not like, they should have taken under control of them, but they are not doing anything as such.
Why did the protest escalate even though the country's Supreme Court ordered major cutbacks in contentious jobs?
Actually, the scenario was that there were few groups of students. They were protesting in Dhaka University. And then the government officials did not listen to them. Then after that, what they said was, like, we need to remove this quota system. Then Supreme Court gave the order. But at the same time, the Prime Minister called them anti-nationals. And many of the students were killed by the different groups. I don't know that's from government groups or non-official groups. So many of the students were killed. So rough estimate is like 1,000 students were killed. So after that, all the students demanded the resignation of the Prime Minister, but she did not do so. Instead, she removed all the connections. She blocked the internet connection for 1 week. She blocked the internet connection for 1 week. So the protest became more and more like it became an agenda for them to remove the Prime Minister. And then they were on the is that they wanted justice. They were like they are a student, and how could a Prime Minister call them anti-national? And how the Prime Minister is not addressing them? How could the Prime Minister say to shoot anyone who is on the road? Because the Prime Minister gave order if anyone comes on the road.
Okay, one last question. How's the situation of Nepali nationals there? Do you think they will be able to return back home?
Like I said before, right now we are not seeing any way to come back. Like we have been coordinating with embassy, we have been talking with the travel agencies. They are saying one thing only, that all the airports have been shut down. So for now, there is nothing you can go back. Even if we go to the nearest border, that's also not possible because the roads condition is very bad. And till now, nearly 10 to 15 people have been killed in Rasai. The official records, but in unofficial records, like we saw in the hospital now, I was working over there was havoc, many were coming. So for now, it's not like that we can go to the nearest border also. So for now, I need support from the foreign ministry to evacuate us from here. Like without their support, I don't think so we can go back to our home.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Singh. And
Thank you
now
so
joining us live is Mr. Fazel Mollah, a journalist from Bangladesh, to discuss about the current situation in Bangladesh. Welcome to Kantipur News.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Could you give us an update on the current situation in Bangladesh?
I mean, the capital city Dhaka has become an ocean of people. I'm not using the word sea. I'm using the word ocean because it has become an ocean of people. People coming out from Somyam and people from all directions are heading towards. They're heading towards first the Ganabhavan, I mean, where Prime Minister Hasina used to live, and they stormed into the Ganabhavan like the way people in Sri Lanka stormed into the president's palace during Mahendra Rajapaksa's fall. And after that, I mean, there's a large procession going towards Shahbag, where the student protesters, I mean, the leaders of the student protesters were giving statements. And then there are other places like Shahbag, a major intersection which has seen large-scale protests in the past 6 years. So I mean, aside from these places, people are coming out from all the places and storming the streets in numbers because they are jubilant and they're chanting slogans like "This is the fall of a tyrant," and "This is their second liberation." And I mean, the scene is unbelievable.
The military has said that an interim government will be formed. What is the future course of the country?
The military, at the press conference, the chief of the army staff declared that this is not going to be a military takeover because, the Bangladeshi people are very apprehensive about another military takeover. We have history of military takeovers in our 52 years of history. So I think people will not accept this. So the chief of army staff declared that there is going to be an interim government, but he didn't declare like what sort of government we will have, because this is an unprecedented cases. Like we haven't had this before, but our constitution has provision like what sort of government we can have, and at this point there's a list of. And there's a list containing names of around like 14 or 15 people circulating around the social media, but it's we cannot independently verify that. But the names that are inside the list, they are very acceptable people because they have clean images, and I think if any government is formed with including them, then I think it will be acceptable towards the people. But I think people will not accept any military takeover. That's for sure.
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled Dhaka in the face of the ongoing protests. Why has the Prime Minister fled the country? Do you think it's a military coup?
No, it's not exactly a military coup because there were videos of she was given escort of SSF, Special Security Force, probably in Tejgaon Airport, so Bangabandhu Airport. So I think it is not possible without army's consent for her to leave the country. So yeah, she was given sort of like a safe passage, and as I was saying, like in the past 2 hours, the party, Sheikh Hasina's Awami League party chairman's office was it was completely the people put fire into that office, and the main party office of Awami League, which is in another part of the city, Bangabandhu Avenue, it is being it is completely annihilated as well. And the other place, like Sheikh Hasina's father was the founding father of a nation. He's Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and there is this museum and his old house in a place called Dhanbondi 32 number, and that house is burned as well. So you understand the grudge among the people towards Sheikh Hasina's tyrannical rule. So had she been staying in Bangladesh, I think no one knows what would have happened to her. So she obviously fled.
Where do you think she fled to?
The largest vernacular daily newspaper of our country, Prothom Alo, reported that she has landed to Agartala, and she fled in a helicopter. So I'm not sure whether that is true, but the newspaper reported that.
Do you think there will be political stability in the country now?
It's hard to tell at this point because people are still out on the streets. They have this grudge. I'm not sure whether they will start attacking the local Awami League leader's office or even police's home, because police has killed more than 300 students and protesters and common people in the past few days, and that's the number that is officially confirmed. Unofficial number is way more than that. So people have serious anger, pent-up anger inside. I don't know what will happen. It's a very hard. The armed forces requested people to maintain peace and order, but I'm not sure whether that is possible at this point.
What impacts do you think will this unrest have in the South Asian region, Mr. Fazel?
Bangladesh has been a largely stable country under Hasina's rule. You can say economically, because before COVID and the Ukraine-Russia war, the economy was not doing bad. But that's not the courtesy of Hasina government, because that's the private sector. The RMG workers have done good for their own benefits, and then we have 10 million strong diaspora. We're sending remittances amounting like 24 billions a year. So the country was stable, but now after Hasina's fleeing, Hasina was the favored prime minister of India, which is our biggest neighbor, and obviously India maintains a large shadow over our military, judiciary, and everything. So I'm not sure how New Delhi would react in the coming days. And there's this China equation, because China is our biggest economic partner. I don't know how China would react at this point. So it's hard to tell. We're still waiting for the international reactions.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Fazel. That was Mr. Fazel, a Bangladeshi correspondent for Anadolu Agency. A breakthrough has been achieved on both sides of the Dedre tunnel under the Kathmandu-Tarai Madesh fast track. The breakthrough of the tunnel from Nijgarh to Kathmandu, which is of 1.65 kilometers, was achieved some 2 months ago. The breakthrough of the 1.728 kilometer tunnel from Kathmandu to Nijgarh had been achieved today. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli pressed a switch to detonate explosives for a breakthrough earlier today. 2 tunnels are being dug to enter Kathmandu from Mahadevtar and from Kathmandu to Nijgarh. 2,288 meters of the 3,386 meter long Kathmandu-Nijgarh tunnel has already been dug. Likewise, 2,029 meters of the 3,322 meter long Nijgarh-Kathmandu route has been dug so far. A total length of the fast track is 70.977 kilometers. However, contract has been issued only for 64.47 kilometers. The contract for the 6.5 kilometer tunnel section in Kokna could not be issued so far. According to the Nepal Army, the tunnel is in 10.3 kilometers, while 12.88 kilometers include bridges. Army spokesperson and Brigadier General Gaurav Kumar Kesi, contracts for 3 out of 6 tunnels have been issued and construction works were underway. The other 3 tunnels are in the designing phase. 2.029 kilometers of the 3.32 kilometer Mahadevtar tunnel from Nijgarh to Kathmandu has been dug. Likewise, 2.288 kilometers of the 3.286 kilometer tunnel from Kathmandu to Nijgarh has been dug. The Nepal Army has claimed that works of digging the tunnel will complete within the ongoing fiscal year. Chief Minister of Sudur Paschim Province Kamal Bahadur Shah has been administered the oath of office and secrecy by the province governor Nazir Mia. Along with Shah, who has been appointed the province chief minister for the second time, 6 ministers and 3 state ministers were also sworn in by province governor Mia. From Nepali Congress, along with Chief Minister Shah, Kanchanpur's Bahadur Singh Thapa has been given the responsibility for the Ministry of Fiscal Affairs, Meghraj Khadka of Acham, the Ministry of Social Development, Prakash Bum of Kailali for Ministry for Fiscal Affairs, and Saraswati Khadka of Dadeldura for the State Ministry for Social Development. Likewise, from CPN-UML, Surendra Pal of Baitari has been handed the responsibility for the Ministry of Fiscal Infrastructure Development, B. Bahadur Thapa of Kanchanpur for the Ministry of Land Management, Agriculture and Cooperatives, and Hari Sarki of Kanchanpur for the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Law. Doti's Nirmala Saud has become the State Minister for Fiscal Infrastructure Development. Meanwhile, Nagrik Unmukti Party decided to put forth Lakshman Kishore Chaudhary for the ministerial post. Karnali Province Chief Minister Yamlal Karer has received the vote of confidence. He received 23 votes in his favor, 14 votes were cast against him. Chief Minister Karnel had presented a letter at the Provincial Assembly Secretariat on Saturday to take the confidence vote today. Chief Minister Karnel took the confidence vote for the second time after CPN Maoist Center withdrew their support on 22nd of July. Despite the lapse of 2.5 years since the selection of the new leadership through the 14th General Convention of Nepali Congress, the largest party of the House of Representatives is yet to give a full shape to its official structure. The party departments remain incomplete while its sister organizations are operating with makeshift committees. With the party leadership forever busy in power politics, its structures remain stranded. Despite several criticisms, the party leadership has remained indifferent. Despite the lapse of half of the term after being re-elected as the party president from the General Convention of Nepali Congress held in the Nepali month of Mangsir in 2078, Sher Bahadur Deuba is yet to appoint a treasurer. A treasurer must have been appointed within 6 months from among the members of the Central Committee. However, in the absence of a treasurer, budget for the expenditure of the party is being released with the signature of Party President Deuba and General Secretary Gagan Thapa. As per the party statute, not more than 27 members have been nominated for the 46-member Work Audit Committee, while 2 positions remain vacant in the 168-member Central Committee. Despite the arrangement of 70 departments of the party, only 18 have been formed so far. Even they remain incomplete. With groupism inside Nepali Congress, party President Deuba has not been able to give a full shape to any committee. Many new faces were appointed from the General Convention. Cadres had expected revival of the party with a mixture of new and experienced members. General Secretary Gagan Thapa had prepared a one-year calendar for the party's activities and programs. However, most programs have yet to be implemented. Even the sister organizations of Nepali Congress are in a sorry state. Reports endorsed from the Mahasamiti meeting have also remained stranded. In such a situation, Nepali Congress members themselves have accepted that the party organization has grown weaker because of the power affinity of the top brass leaders. 27 individuals have been diagnosed with cholera in the period of 3 weeks in Nepal. According to the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division, cholera outbreak has been confirmed in 4 districts of the country. A total of 16 cases of cholera have been identified so far in Lalitpur, 8 in Kailali, 2 in Bhutan, and 1 in Kathmandu. Additional tests are being carried out after 1 individual was suspected of cholera in Bhaktapur. Meanwhile, the division has said that 2,061 cases of dengue have been reported since the end of last year. The highest number of dengue infection at 574 was reported in July this year. The division has said that risks of dengue persist until mid-November, while cases of cholera are higher during monsoon. Highest number of dengue cases have been seen in Kathmandu this year, with the infection reported in 73 districts, including Jhapa, Chitwan, Tanahu, and Makwanpur. The government has said that dengue infection could be higher in the community level. Despite several cases of dengue and cholera so far this year, the government has said that nobody has succumbed to the infections so far. Despite the government claim of ongoing efforts to curb the infections, they have yet to be effective. At a time when dispute related to fees of dedicated and trunk lines are intensifying, the government has replaced 2 members of the operating committee of the Nepal Electricity Authority. The government has relieved Kapil Acharya and Bhaktapadur Pun, who are close to CPN Maoist Center, and replaced them with Devendra Karki and Mahendra Bahadur Gurung. According to spokesperson at the Ministry of Energy, Water Resource and Irrigation, Navin Raj Singh, a meeting of the Council of Ministers had decided to appoint Karki and Gurung. Acharya and Pun had furnished a note of dissent to the ministry, insisting that power supply should not be connected to industries until they cleared their due payments. Prior to this, despite the NEA cutting lines of 6 industries for failing to make payments for the use of dedicated and trunk lines, the power supply was resumed following directive from Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What's your say on Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli's comment that the government does not get involved in creating publicity stunts? Your options are A, indication of improvement, B, carry out works then, and C, this is publicity stunt. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Devotees have thronged the Pashupatinath Temple and other Shiva temples to observe the 3rd Monday of the Nepali month of Shravan. Monday, or Somawar, is considered the best day for worshipping Lord Shiva. All 4 gates of the Pashupatinath Temple were opened at 3 in the morning, and devotees have queued in long lines since early morning. Taking a bath early in the morning and then worshipping Lord Shiva is believed to fulfill wishes. Devotees wearing green, orange, and red attires can be seen in a huge number at the Pashupatinath Temple. The next Monday is the last one of the Nepali month of Shravan. The Prime Minister Agriculture Modernization Project was implemented in the country with the objective of uplifting the financial status of the farmers. Considering the mango farmers of Saptari and Siraha districts of Madhesh Province, Prime Minister Mango Zone Program was introduced under the project. However, instead of achievements, the project has been plagued with corruption. Mango Zone program operated under the Prime Minister Agriculture Modernization Program from the Nepali fiscal year 2073-74 for a period of 5 years. A regular follow-up program has been underway since 2076-77. During the program, production of mango had increased as the farmers were provided with required consultations, equipment, pesticides, fertilizers, and regular monitoring from the agriculture technicians. However, government officials have said that the expected achievement was not generated. During the period of 5 years, the government invested around 300 million rupees in mango farms alone. Mango farmers have said that the program had failed to make meaningful impact for them. The Prime Minister Mango Zone program had aimed to establish a mango sales and distribution center and a juice factory at Karamaha of Saptari. Infrastructures were also built at an investment of 5 million rupees at Karamaha. However, neither the mango sales and distribution center nor the juice factory were established. The building is currently in a dilapidated condition. Around 1 billion rupees has been spent so far under the Prime Minister Agriculture Modernization Program in Saptari and Siraha. However, the failure to achieve the expected targets is an evidence to the abuse of the government budget. It's time now for the international update. Ukraine has received its first batch of US-made F-16 fighter jets. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed that Ukraine has received the first batch of US-made F-16 fighter jets. Ukraine, which has been waiting for the warplanes for a long time since the start of the Russia-Ukraine war, has finally received the first shipment to fight Russia. For more than 2 years, Ukraine has been requesting the fighter jets from the Western countries. According to local media, the same aircraft was finally sent to Ukraine by Western countries after much hesitation. Ukrainian President Zelensky has also thanked his allies for sending the first batch of F-16 fighter jets. In addition, Zelensky said that more fighter jets are needed to defeat the Russian army and that he expects 30 more F-16 fighter jets from his allies in the coming months. President Zelensky said that after Ukraine received the first shipment of the aircraft, the crew of the Ukrainian Air Force began flight testing of the F-16. Kyiv hopes that the arrival of fighter jets will help Ukraine avoid Russian attacks. As the Ukrainian army struggles to fight against Russia, according to media, fighter jets acquired by Ukraine will add more strength. The exact figure of how many warplanes the Western countries have sent to Ukraine is yet to be revealed.